Just there a few hours ago, huh?
Yeah.
It was a good win on Sunday against Kentucky, just a total team effort. And just going back after looking at the film this morning, looking at our offense, very balanced. You look at Teddy Bridgewater, 19 out of 21. Just the day that he had was just outstanding. Then you got two running backs that go for over 100 yards. And I attributed a lot of that to our offensive line. They did a great job of blocking, opening up holes, and then protecting the quarterback. And one of our goals over the summer and then through fall camp, we talked about penalties. We had two on offense, which we like to eliminate, where we like to get to zero. And then look at our turnovers. We had 0 turnovers. So you just look at our offense, just a great effort on offense. And wide receivers did a great job of catching the ball, even downfield blocking. When the running backs did break the line of scrimmage, you saw guys cutting guys and getting guys down. On that long run by Sonoris, it's just amazing. Just watch how just a receiver just posting guys, getting them down, and then Sonoris making a big run. Defensively, Kentucky came in with a great scheme, just throwing the underneath passes. And the thing that was displeasing on defense is the third down. We just didn't get off the field on third down. You look at the first half, I think there was something like 6 of 8. And ended up with, but we just got to do a better job of getting off the field on third down. And we did a great job of stopping the run. They ended up with less than 100 yards. But just defensively, I just thought that we could have played better. And just maybe it is. You look at it, you have to give credit to their offense for coming in, 3-step, getting the ball out of their hands, not allowing us to get pressure. We ended up with 2 sacks and ended up with 2 turnovers. One of the turnovers was really critical when they was driving the ball there and late in the game, and then we were able to get it down on the 2-yard line. But we just had to do a better job. I just expect more, maybe because I'm a defensive coach and I'm around the defense all the time, but I expect us to get off the field more and to play better on defense. And special team-wise, we haven't been consistent in practice, but we were able to get our field goal chance, and we were able to hit the field goal. And then the guys did a good job of covering. We had to do a better job on the kickoff team where I allowed 2 of them to come out. But just if you look at us and you just think about your first game and a lot of ifs and what you were just thinking about what's going to happen with your football team, we just did a good job. I thought that we came out offensively, we're in sync. Defensively, could have played a little better than special team-wise. I thought we played well, but just a total team effort. You look at this team we have coming up this week as a team that has a spread offense. Quarterback transferred in from Missouri. And so they do a good job of throwing the ball around. And you look at halftime against Kansas State, it was 9-6, but then Kansas State got on track the second half, ended up blowing them out. Returned all starters on defense, 11 starters coming back on defense. So it'll be a great challenge. But our challenge is going to be getting our players ready to go play. You come in, you have a rival game the first game, and then they were ready to go play that game. Now, we just hope that our performance, that is our practice, our preparation, we cannot allow it to step back. We have to continue to prepare and get this team ready to go play. We have a short week. They have the day off, which is Monday. Come back on Tuesday. We'll look at the film from on Sunday's game and then get them going on Missouri State. So it's a short week, but we know that our preparation has to be there.
Last year, and you've talked about this, you had some problems following a big win with another win, especially here. Do you think this team's more prepared, more able to?
Well, you'd like to think we're more mature now that we've played a lot of games, and you can always go back to last season. Just say, listen, we win the first game, we beat Kentucky, then we follow up and got beat, and so we cannot not allow that to happen. And we were at home, so now you have a opponent coming in. So you like to think that now that we've been through that, hoping we don't have to go through it again.
Will you talk to them about and you've talked to us a lot about, I'm sure, to them too. Will you talk to them again about the home field situation? You got to have a better record this year than last.
Oh, we will, and just with us getting off to a good start on Sunday, it really gets us going now. So they have to understand you have to defend your home turf because we have 7 home games. So if you can go and play well at home, then when you do get on the road, at least if you can play well at home, then that should carry over to the road games.
Charlie, do you think that a lot of the guys that played yesterday were on was on last year's team that experienced those? I mean, do you think they experienced that hurt so they learn from it?
Yes, because you're right. A lot of those guys from yesterday, they were here last season, and so they understand how important it is to go play at home. But it's the preparation of us as a coaching staff getting our guys ready to go play. And a lot of times, if you look at us as a coaching staff, we kind of start listening to what everyone is saying ourselves, but we can't allow that. We cannot allow that to happen.
The offensive line's dominance yesterday, was that, in your mind, more a matter of strength or schematic or execution or all three?
It was execution. If you just look at our offensive line and the way we played so well, we protected the quarterback. And I think we may have given up, 2 sacks, and then we'll open up the holes for our running backs to go run through. But if you look at it, you have a senior in Mario, you have a senior in Cup, you have 3 guys that started last season. When you look at Jamon, you look at Jake Smith, and you look at Miller. So you have 5 starters that are back there that actually started some games last season. We threw Jamon Brown in last year against North Carolina. What was that, the 5th game of the season? He's a deep tackle. So go ahead and go play that right tackle position and see if you can handle it. But it was just, after looking at the film, it was just, and we talked to them about, you guys have to take the field like this is the 4th game of the season, not the 1st game of the season. Take it like it's the 4th game of the season, and I expect execution. I expect those things to happen.
Those guys have graded out better yesterday than maybe any time you've been here.
Yes, well, it was just our whole offense yesterday was on point better than any time I've ever been here. Because you look at your quarterback 19 or 21, you look at 2 running backs over 100 yards, and it was an offense. You just felt like they were in sync. They take the ball and you drive it 99 yards your first drive. Then you get it, go 85, then you come back and go 93 with it, and then you're driving it right before half, and we give up a sack. Maybe if we get that drive, 4 opportunities in the first half, we score 3 touchdowns.
Charlie, you talked about the 5. Ryan Mack actually played some, and it was on that 4th down, I think, in the first drive. Can you talk about his progression? And he looked like a guy that you are comfortable putting in there.
Well, we have a big set. We call it Rhino. So Mac's going to come in the game when we call this set, and it's basically short yardage and goal line. And we feel very comfortable playing Mac. He's been in the program now 2 years. So, and then Jamon got tired there late in the game, and we put him in a tackle, and he did a really good job of blocking.
Charlie, on those 3rd down plays, defense, I mean, was there any one thing that maybe you guys were doing wrong that was allowing Kentucky to convert?
It's all execution, and if you look at it, anytime, if you can get a team to like the 3rd and 7s, the medium downs you can kind of live with because you really have to be in man coverage to kind of stop anything from 3 or 5, anywhere from 3 to 5. You need to be in man coverage, but anytime it goes 6, 7, and 8, then you need to get off the field. You have to play better 3rd down defense, and that's the money down. And I kept saying, if we get the ball back to our offense, the way we're playing on offense right now, we'll go score again. So just get off the field on 3rd down, and it was all execution.
Are those kicking spots settled, or is that still an ongoing competition?
Well, Applebee's the punter, and Wallace is our kicker.
Do you feel better about that situation now than you did when you were talking to us before the game?
Yeah, I was feeling very good then, but you would like to think that now that you've named the 2 guys that now they would take and they would feel like, hey, it's my responsibility to go out here and punt the ball when I need to and go make the field goals when I have to.
How do you feel like the corners graded out and the safeties in terms of their coverage?
Well, if you look at secondary-wise, it wasn't many throws down the field. It was everything was an underneath crossing route. So, it was all you try to create a mismatch, which they did, because you get the ball to the receiver coming back under a running back, and now he's one-on-one with the linebacker, which he should win that battle if he could make any kind of move and get the extra yardage. And that's what they did. They were able to get the ball out quickly, get it in their receiver's hands, their running back hand, and let the skilled athlete and let him go beat the linebacker one-on-one.
Kentucky had 51 passes, an onside kick, a flea flicker. I mean, did you expect them to be that aggressive with play call?
Well, anytime you come into a game that you're the underdog, you got to try to create plays, and that's probably what they try to do. You go to onside kick, you try to a fake punt, and you try to double pass and throw the ball down the field.
Charlie, were you surprised how efficient your offense was? I mean, it kind of seems like you were like, I thought they were going to be good. I didn't know they were going to be that good.
Well, the first game you would think that offensively, a lot of offenses are ahead of defenses in the first game. So I was surprised at how well we were able to just tick and keep in sync and go the way, because a lot of times there's penalties. There's a guy who jumps off sides. There's motion penalties, which we didn't get. We did some checks at the line of scrimmage, and in the second half we went up tempo, and we had none of those false calls at all.
As a guy who as a defensive background, do you prefer an offense, your offense, that runs the ball, dominates the line of scrimmage, and doesn't maybe put the ball up in the air as much? Is that your preference, or do you like balance?
I like balance, but I always say this: if you can run the ball, you're saying that you're more physical than the other team, and that's going to win the football game. Because if you look at the teams that win, and the national championship teams, they can run the football. I mean, that ball, you can throw the ball 50 times or 60 times, and a lot of times you can end up losing those games. Because if you can't run it, then at the end of the day, somebody's going to be ball control, and they're going to keep the ball away from you.
Your backs average, running backs averaged like 5.6 yesterday. Is that tempting to you to just shove the ball down people's throats until somebody can stop you?
Well, I'm a defensive guy, so I like to see them run that ball because I know this. If you can run the ball against the defense, they have issues because they're sitting there trying to stop you all day, and they're concerned about you running the ball. They're not worrying too much about pass. You know what? You throw the ball, and a lot of times it's going to get intercepted. It may get tipped, or you're going to get sacked. You run the football, it's a good chance you're going to get some yards, and positive yards.
Charlie, will Dominique play on Saturday?
I think that today we will evaluate him through the week, and then we'll make a decision on game day.
Was it just a tender knee, or what's the situation?
No, I don't think it's that serious. And if we needed him yesterday, he probably could have went in the game and played. But as well as those two were playing, Sid Norris and Jeremy, we really didn't need him yesterday.
When you look at the film, it's just natural coach things, start writing things down you want to improve on. What are those kind of things, despite the fact you had a great day yesterday, that you look as things you've got to do this week?
Well, I basically looked at the defense because I was just looking at, why weren't we didn't play it at the level that I thought we could execute at, and it's all execution with us. Like a guy not getting to his right spot. Here come a crossing route, and you're supposed to be standing on numbers. Get to the numbers. Don't just take care of your own position. Don't worry about someone else. You have a job to do. Do your job. And then offensively, we can always improve because it's always you look at it, and that yards after a catch. We didn't have many yards after a catch. We got tackled a lot. But there's things that we can improve on.
Charlie, we heard so much in fall camp about Gaines and just the improvements that he made. I don't think we saw him yesterday. Was that because everybody else was going so well?
Well, he didn't play at all yesterday, and he will be back this week, and so you'll get a chance to watch him play.
Was that a disciplinary issue or an injury issue where Gaines wasn't out there?
I just decided he just didn't deserve to play.
DJ Butler was in at defensive tackle more yesterday than I've seen in the past. Was that determined beforehand? Was that a move that you guys just kind of made on the fly to get more pressure?
No, what we try to do is just place our players in position to go be ball players. And BJ he started at outside, then we moved him inside some. We try to get some pressure with him so he can play inside and outside. Marcus Smith can play in there also, and then the both can play there. So you're very fortunate to have three ends that can go inside and play. And what we weren't able to get to is our fast pass rush package where we have Mount, we have Malden, we have BJ DeBose, and we have Smith on the field. So all those four of those guys, you have tough, long, athletic guys on the field.
There's a lot going on at the end of the game, so you may not have seen it, but did you catch Will Stein trying to lift that trophy?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Have you ever tried to lift the trophy?
No, I ain't had a chance to carry it yet. I'd let the players handle that. They won it, so I let them carry it, so I said it's theirs.
There's always the other side of the picture. Was it a scheme to take away Kentucky's deep ball? Because they said that's what they wanted to do, and you didn't give it to them. It's always the other way around, where then you look soft.
Well, it's just, when you look at it just defensively and you look at their throwing game, and it was all three-step, get the ball out of our hands quickly and out of their hands quickly and force the defense to come up. But we were not going to give up the big throw because really it's not so much that you always coach against the big throw, but they never attempted it but one time. So everything was an intermediate game for them.
Anything else for Coach?
Okay. Thank you.